like the big farmers market, one of the biggest markets in Yerevan.
A very Soviet looking building. This market is massive. It does look like a Snickers.
This is so unique. You just walk through the middle here and everyone from each stall just throws you something to eat. So much. Trying the freshest lavash.
Here, hold on. Yeah. Oh my god, look at this.
Good morning, guys, from Yerevan, Armenia. Today we are doing something that we always want to implement in our vlogs, but we always find really difficult to do, and that is markets. I find them so hard to film. One, being that obviously you can't speak the language, and two, because you can't speak the language, you're putting a camera around trying to film the market. People selling at the market, they don't want you to film. I really want to learn how to film at markets. Like, I see people do it, hats off to them. I find it the hardest thing ever because, like I say, the language barrier, getting screwed up by people because they don't want you to film them. But today we are lucky enough, we actually have a local to show us around the gum market, which is like the big farmers market, one of the biggest markets in Yerevan. So we're very excited to go there, hopefully try some snacks. I don't know, I have no idea. I don't really know what it sells there. I know we're gonna be eating, hopefully. We're gonna have breakfast first here at Andor Hotel. And their breakfast is so good, but I can't eat too much.
Breakfast was amazing.
Too big?
Look at how big this is.
Didn't expect that.
I hope I'm going to be able to eat some things today, because where we're heading is the Gum market, which is just outside of the city centre a little bit, so we are waiting for our taxi. The word Gum comes from the Russian abbreviation for like a main department store. So during the Soviet Union, the main department stores had this abbreviation, so I don't really understand the relevance between a market and a department store. Go into the market. Do. And we have made it to Gum market. This feels very different, and of course a very Soviet looking building, which we love, and it feels very local, which is really good. And we've met our lovely guide Nani, who is going to teach us everything we need to know about Armenian snacks. So give us a fact about Gum, or what is Armenian markets like? What are they like?
Okay, so as we enter Gum, you will see lots of wild produces, wild natural produces. Armenians love collecting their crops right from their garden. So what you have here inside Gum is like dry fruits, herbs, wild herbs, grains, everything that you can find, like local produces. Of course, there are some imported things as well, but this is the time, September, October, when we have like a actually local produces here. So most that you're gonna see here is something that people actually use for their everyday
life, yeah.
Whether they are right from their garden or from the mountains.
I love this. It's a much more local area.
That's what I said. I'm excited.
You're literally out of the city centre, and I love it. It's like a proper old Soviet. It looks like an old Soviet bus stop, but you can get the best, the freshest, and the most traditional Armenian foods.
This market is massive.
You can see how they display the dry fruits. This is something that Armenians usually have for their holiday tables, and also for guests. If you're having good guests, dry fruits and nuts is something that you have to have.
Oh, I'm excited.
It looks so good.
It starts with sujuk,
oh my god.
Oh wow!
Please.
Already?
Yeah.
We haven't even started.
I'm gonna break that in.
Thank you. So this
is sweet sujuk, but Armenians call it the Armenian Snickers.
The Armenian Snickers.
Ooh.
I've heard about this.
This is full of protein. What it has walnuts inside. So the walnuts are put on a string, and then they are dipping the string inside the grape juice.
Oh,
and then they just hang it for a few days to dry. And the grape juice itself is made full of cloves and cinnamon, so it smells really good.
Ooh.
Oh my god, yeah, and you can kind of see that. It does look like a Snickers.
Yeah, the colors that you see here.
A huge walnut.
Yeah, they have different colors. Like the red one is pomegranate.
Oh wow, so they have different flavours.
Oh, so they have with kiwi.
Kiwi!
Yeah, kiwi.
Oh my god.
And the orange one is with apricot. Armenians are growing kiwi in the southern parts of Armenia.
Wow, I didn't know that they grow. There we go, kiwi in the south of. It's almost like jelly wrapped around a nut.
That's what I thought.
It's really good.
This is fig filled with walnuts.
Oh wow.
This is another very specific thing we're having.
Are walnuts really popular then?
Yeah, and now actually this is the walnut season.
Ah.
So you have fresh walnuts.
Fig filled with walnut. How is it?
Oh my god. So sweet. So sweet.
All the babushkas are so feeding.
Oh my god, we're going to be really fat at the end of this.
They are just cutting it in half, and then they are filling it with walnuts, already chopped walnuts, and then they are just having it like this.
This is so unique. You just walk through the middle here, and everyone from each stall just throws you something to eat. I've never been in a market like this. They're not trying even just to sell. They just want you to try what they have.
Okay, she's giving you peach.
Oh wow, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're the
Is it dry
taster today.
peach?
Yes, of course.
Big bit of dry peach.
It tastes like apricot. Like I said, the same sort of like texture. It's very sweet.
This is apricot. Please.
Oh,
Here
now
you
we have
go.
apricot.
It's more like transparent. They have ones that are dipped in sugar, so it's like glazed, and the ones that are sun-dried. So usually people are buying the one that is naturally dried without any sugar added. Like the figs, the tomatoes, like white figs, red figs, plums, cherries. These are already
them
clean.
for?
Just eating like that.
Oh, snacks.
Yeah.
So everything's eaten dry.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
We are now heading out of like the sweet and oh my god, I need to come and get some in a little while. And we are heading from the sweet and savoury to the bread area where they make the lavash and everything fresh.
So we have the garter. Oh, and this is the lavash here.
Wow.
Wow, look how much there is.
Do they make it at home?
Oh, they make it in garni inside the tonnage.
Wow.
Oh wow, yeah,
That
we've
is
heard
really
it's the
cool.
best to try from there, right?
We have seen the tonish. We've seen it. Matt tried it. Matt failed.
I did fail really badly.
You failed really, really badly.
So much. Trying the freshest lavash that you can get. Always good. Even when nothing is added to it, it's not wrapped around anything, there's no sauces, just dry bread and it's still the best.
There are kind of grades of flour. There is like, we call it red flour or the second grade flour and the white flour.
Okay.
The white flour is more processed. So it's kind of a more healthy lavash is the one
So this is like sort of like a whole grain one.
Yeah,
And then
like
you've got...
exactly.
From one lavash to another, we found the fruit lavash. How cool is this? This is made from plum, and it's literally made it's in very same way. Look at that, thin paper sheet of lavash, plum.
It looks like a leaf.
Interesting. Do you know what it tastes like? It tastes like Haribo. It's like jelly sweets.
It does actually.
It has a really nice texture. Oh my god, more! What's this?
This is cherry with almonds.
Which one do I take? This one?
Yes, take this one.
Cherries with
Thank you.
almonds.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh
you.
wow, thank you very much. Oh wow, have you seen it? It's actually just wrapped around. How are they?
So, the nut is like this big in the cherry, really sweet, kind of jellified, and very glossy. I don't know how to describe glossy.
This is sujuk, but this is already meat sujuk, not the sweet sujuk we tried over there.
Wow, so it means the same thing, but
Yeah, sujuk it means kind of sausage. So the other one also looks like.
Oh wow,
And this is sujuk.
Thank you.
So this is also beef. What is the difference? This is like grinded meat, beef, and this is just the whole beef meat that is put in the salt water for a long
This
time.
is like proper salami. That tastes really salami, bit thicker, quite spicy.
Also called sujuk.
Also called sujuk because it's a sausage. And then this you said is a piece of beef.
Yeah, basturma.
Oh, look at that. There's like nothing to it. It just falls apart.
Thank you.
There are so many different meats here.
I have never been to a market like this before. I highly recommend it. If you're a tourist, come in to Armenia because they're not pushy. They know that most of their sales will be done at the end of the day, and that will be done to locals, not to tourists. So if a tourist comes, they're really interested in showing you the different foods and whatever they're selling, and they want you to appreciate it and sort of learn about it, and get the taste, and then they don't push you to buy it afterwards, which is lovely. So you can go around, try a little bit of everything, find out what is your favorite, and then go back and buy something.
Armenians are professionals in doing pickles. They can pickle everything and everyone. So
I love the smell.
Yeah.
The herbs, the pickles.
The classical pickles, of course, are the cucumbers,
Yeah.
as you see, and of course the cabbage and carrots. But they are very creative because they can even pickle a small watermelon.
Wow.
What? How do you even do that?
Yeah. Because they are very small, so they can actually put it in a salt water and wait for like a few months, and it becomes a pickle.
Absolutely everything here is pickled. How could you pickle a watermelon? That
It's
is
small enough. You can drop it in there.
What would that even? I don't even know
How that
how
would
you would.
taste.
How would you even know to pickle a watermelon?
From the pickled section, I can already smell it. We are heading towards the cheeses. Look at all these cheeses, and apparently Armenian cheeses are very salty.
Are you trying?
This is the non-salty cheese, so I'm sort of contradicting the Armenian, the Armenian cheese here.
Always smelling the cheese first.
Oh, that is really good. Thank you.
Wow.
And what is this one? Different type of the same cheese. Look at that. It's really good. Normally I like that salty taste, but this is, I think this is actually the softest cheese I've ever eaten.
This is Armenian pasta.
Pasta.
We call it arishta.
Arishta.
So again, it's done with a very simple dough, just like lavash, just flour, salt, and water. And then they are cutting them into strings, and then they are hanging them under the sun to dry.
Wow. And how do you cook it?
Just putting it in a boiling water.
Wow.
And it goes the same as normal pasta.
Yep.
Here, whole one.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look at this. It looks like a branch, doesn't it? Like from a tree.
You can eat it raw though.
Oh my God! I took a big bit. It's really crunchy.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a really hard breadstick. It's salty.
What do I look like with my bit of Armenian pasta? Obviously you meant to cook it, but you can eat it like that. It's almost like a breadstick. This would go really well with beer. It's actually really salty.
This is wild sorrel. Armenians call it aveluk.
Sorrel.
Yeah, you can see it in the menus in many restaurants, like aveluk salad or aveluk soup. So this is made from this wild herb. People are collecting it from the mountains. It's like a long, thin herb, and then you are braiding it like a hair of a woman.
Yeah, look.
And then as a braid, you are drying them, and then you can keep it for like years, actually.
And you can use it for literally.
Yeah, and then you're cutting it, you're boiling it, and the first water you're just pouring away because it's very bitter, and with the second water you are making soup out of it. Can you guess what it is?
I have no clue. Do you know what that is?
Again, it looks like sweets.
Where it is made it from?
Oh my God! Is it like a mix between two sweets?
I don't know.
This is watermelon.
Oh my God! What?
So you know the white part of watermelon that's
Yeah.
already close to the green part, the shell.
Thank you.
So they are cutting that part, and they are putting it in alum. You know that is alum. These are like calcium crystals, and they are boiling it, so it's not being mashed.
It's almost like a science. It's like a science.
It is science, actually. It's scientific, and then it doesn't lose its shape, but it becomes really sweet, and then they are sweetening it, like glazing it, and they can keep it for years, like as a dry fruit
Look
or
at
like
that.
a marmalade.
Dried watermelon. I don't think that'd be possible.
The most unusual thing I've ever tasted. It tastes like watermelon, but then it has like a Turkish delight texture.
Oh,
Oh my God! Another guessing game.
Yeah?
some sort of jam.
Any guess?
I was going plums.
Plum,
This is
blackcurrant,
walnut.
What?
walnut.
So do you know the walnut where it's still fresh and it has a green shell?
Yes, yes,
You know?
yes.
And it's not hardened inside, so
Okay.
it's not ripe. People are collecting it, and they are boiling it in a sugar syrup for hours, even days. And because it has iodine inside, it gives out the iodine, due to which it has this peach black color, and then it softens. So you actually take it and eat it like this. Yeah, taste one.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so preserved walnut. Look at that. So I can eat all of it, right?
Look in the middle.
Oh wow.
You see?
Let me see the middle. I want to see. Oh
It
wow.
almost explodes in your mouth. It's like crunch on the outside and then almost like a jelly in the inside.
This is literally reminding me of Christmas with all of these dried sweets, treats.
It feels like
it's
Christmas.
healthy.
It's healthy, but it feels like Christmas with everyone feeding us. Every 2 seconds you're like, feed,
A walnut
feed.
that's been preserved,
Look at that.
and then you add some cinnamon spices. Like, it is literally, if you could describe Christmas,
It would be that. We just happened to be wandering around and I saw a guy pressing pomegranates, and you can actually buy fresh juice here. Thank you so much. So we have this presser, look at these huge
he's just
pomegranates.
pressed it.
And now we have freshly pressed pomegranate juice. I'm
Cheers.
excited. Gnads. You can't get much fresher than that. Wow. God, that is, you get that. There's like no sugar in that at all. Do you see my eyes water? Thank you so much.
Thank you
It was
too.
amazing.
Thank you. You've been the
you
best.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Well, that was completely unexpected and I think showed exactly why you need a local to show you around the markets. We found out so much, we got to try so much. We might have been able to try what we were eating, but we wouldn't have known. We would have had no clue about all the crazy Armenian sweets, but they're actually really healthy, aren't they? Pickled watermelon, completely unique. The pasta, it was like a breadstick. It was really, really good. I highly recommend checking out Gum Market. Definitely the biggest and the best market in all of Armenia. And I'm pretty full now. I've done well, just snacking on little bits. It was very sweet, but very needed. And I love that cheese, oh my God. It melted in my mouth. But if you want to do something like this, we will link below Nani's information, because without her we would never be able to do this. She does great tours all over the country, but tomorrow is our last day in Yerevan before we begin our trips around the country. So we'll see you tomorrow for our last video in the capital city.